I was talking about how my husband and I plan to spend our money after our kids are no longer in daycare and what that will look like when it comes to kind of like allocation of funds. And I got so many comments like this on my videos, specifically talking about hockey, but just club sports in general, competitive dance, competitive gymnastics, baseball, basketball, all of it. So many parents saying, like, hey, you're not going to be paying for daycare anymore, but you're going to be paying for a sport. And that's insane. And when people say this, I don't think people understand how expensive this is. And last week I was at my hairdresser's and I was talking to her about her kid who plays hockey. And I was like, oh, like, is that a lot of money? Like, you have to pay for all of these trips and tournaments. And she's like, yeah, we did the math. And last year we spent $13,000 on hockey. And mind you, her son is 11 years old, right? And so club sports is incredibly expensive. And why is it incredibly expensive? Well, partially because private equity is involved in sports these days. Like, that is a huge part of it. But we no longer really have access to free or recreational sports in the way we used to, right? If you want your kid to play hockey, then they kind of have to play on a club team at a certain point, which is so sad. Sports have gotten so crazy. Like, if you have young kids and you enroll them in gymnastics, for example, I enrolled my daughter in gymnastics. By the time she was 6, we were being asked for her to join the club team. By the time we were talking about that, it was going to be $300 a month. She was 6 years old for gymnastics. And I understand gymnastics is a sport where you have to get in young, but this is an incredibly expensive thing for a 6-year-old, right? And when I was growing up, I didn't get serious about a sport until high school. I played tons of sports. I played a sport every single season, sometimes 2 sports a season, but I wasn't expected to get serious until high school. And that is when I played club. That is when I got serious. That's when my family started to spend money to help me play that sport, not when I was 8 years old. And so when I talk about no longer having a daycare cost and people say like, hey, what about the cost of extracurriculars? This is what they're talking about. Because if you choose to invest in that for your family, you could be looking at $13,000, $20,000 a year for your kid to play something like hockey or to dance competitively, even at the age of 8, 9, 10, 11.